Hi there. It's Sunday afternoon, and we are talking about sense memory this week. And we had a couple of great readings. The first one I related to a lot better than the second one. The second one was a little heavy and wordy for me. I like the analogies that were thrown out, but I just kind of got lost in the heaviness of the reading. Deb Margolin, I love her. I think she's hilarious. I enjoyed her. I had to look her up and stalk her and see who she was because she was hilarious and seemed like someone that I would love to be friends with in my own mind. So now we're friends. I loved what she said about, I liked what she was saying. First of all, I think it's hilarious that she couldn't remember her Russian teacher's name, but she had such a huge effect on her. But I loved the exercise that she was talking about with reading neutrally and then changing and doing the improv and then going back and reading again. I thought that was really a cool exercise that I really want to try. I think it was clever and I enjoyed that. Also, I liked what she was saying about the analogy of acting being, I had to write it down because I know I wouldn't remember it. Acting is in emergency, and in an emergency you do whatever works. But then she premised that by saying that how you practice for the fire drills is how your performance will be. And she went on to write about that, about how you practice and how you use the method and how it's just muscle memory for you. And I like that a lot. And I talk to my kids a lot about muscle memory and how, because most of my kids are athletes, I talk to them a lot about, I try to compare, certain physical aspects of acting to sports. So I think this is a good thing to relate to get kids to relate to muscle memory. And then moving on to the sense memory exercises, I completely love the banana thing. The knife and the banana. I want to try that with my kids. I thought that was clever and it made me chuckle. And then I also I tried the phone number thing just because I was so curious, because sense memory is such an emotional trigger. When you smell, when you feel, it's just such a huge, it just has such a huge trigger emotionally. And I tried it, and it was interesting to me that when I remembered my phone number from when I was a kid, all I could think about was all the smells, like how the trees smelled, how the beach smelled, there was very little other senses that I was connecting to. And I don't really know what that has to do with anything. It was just really interesting to me. And I just wondered, because I have a really, really acute, my family calls me a hound dog because I have such an acute sense of smell. And I didn't know if that's because that was my strongest sense, that I kept going back to the way things smelled. But anyway, that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It just, I enjoyed kind of going through that exercise and the place exercise that he was talking about with, putting yourself in your family home and then connecting to that on stage. So that was really interesting. I liked and appreciated everything that he said about likening the bad news in the letter to the trash, the smelly trash. That was a very easy way to connect that emotion. And I think it's very kid friendly too. It doesn't make you dive so deep. And I like that. And I know a couple of other people commented on that in your video journals. So it sounds like we're all in agreement there. Anyway, I feel like I'm very scattered in my thoughts this week, and I'm rambling a little bit. Um, this course has given me a lot of reflection on my teaching, and it's helped me to kind of ground myself again, and it's given me new inspiration, and helped me be around people who are my people again, and reach out and kind of touch them even though we're not in the same physical space. So I've really enjoyed it, and I've kind of gone through kind of a change in these 7 weeks, and it's been for 6 weeks. It's been fun. So thank you all for your great advice and opinions, and I will see you next week.